And there we go, that microphone is on. Welcome everyone, happy Tuesday. What is it? It's August 22nd of 2023, and welcome on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. And yeah, I'm tired out. A long trip back from Fort McMurray today. Actually, it was not a bad drive. It was easy going, so can't complain that way. But Koss isn't burnt, thank goodness. No, Koss isn't burnt. And thank you for the welcomes there from Peter Greenlee, as well as Kevin and Sue and BMAT and Henry and all the other good people in here. Looks like we've got about 32 people in already, so awesome. Silicone Avatar also in the house. Anyway, we're gonna quickly go over who's here. So our wonderful moderators, Arizona Snowman and Piggy, and of course we've got Sue Hayes and CND Boy, Yvonne Kunkel, Siggy, Gary 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, as well as Lucas Snow, Joseph Fields, Texas, and sometimes Mona Lisa Smiles, and others. So, welcome moderators. Appreciate you guys being here and being in the background, etc. And thank you kindly for that. Also, big welcome to everyone in here. We'll go run through the names. I guess it's up to 34 now. We'll start out with BMAT and Sasha and Mars 2028, as well as Mark the Shark, Aloha, and who else we got? Kevin Haynes is here, Kevin Williams is here, and that's two Kevins. I confused them. Henry Nelson on board, Perfectability 999, Brian also here. I see Peter Greenlee's we got, Silicone Avatar 84, welcome on board. And let's see, Mars we got, Henry and Nelson is in the house, welcome Henry. And going up a little bit more, looking for other wonderful names. As we scroll up, we got Mark, yep, we got Sasha. Alright, still scrolling here. Lots of chatting going on, so a lot of things to go through. Linda Schoof, welcome Linda. She's off to go lurk. Alright, no worries, Linda, all good. Still scrolling up here, looking for other wonderful players. That normal player in third grade. Okay. Let's see, welcome. And who else we got? Dan is in the house. Welcome, Dan. And Michelle also here. And still scrolling up, looking for others. Tom Dice and Pepper on board. And who else we got in here? Gaines is here. Welcome, Gaines. And let's see, still scrolling up, looking for a few more names in between here, and I'm sure I will spot one or two, maybe not. All right, all the way to the top. Tom and Pepper were first ones in. They already got their cookies and bones, so they should be happy. Anyway, yep, that's good for the introduction. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, Alan Coker just popped in here and lurking also. Okay, no worries. And okay, let's see. Yeah, so I'm a little out of touch. I didn't get that much time to spend viewing volcano stuff. Oh, Pepper gives her bones to all. Awesome, Pepper. That is nice. What about Tom giving the cookies to all? No? I don't think that will happen, huh? Come on, Pepper's setting a good example there, Tom. And all good. Anyway, Wonky Donkey also on board. Welcome, Wonky Donkey. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, I haven't been able to kind of see anything major going on. with our wonderful volcanic activity. Let's pause the canned lava, and we'll go take a look at what we've got on the chart for our wonderful Rebbe and the Kobe Fisher, and see if there's anything new and interesting showing up. And not really. Oh boy, that thing's really whipping along. Yeah, so obviously we missed yesterday. I did see this portion up to about this point, and I thought, yay, it's going up. And later on, I guess it decided to tank back down to the basement. We do see some spike activity in here, so likely some earthquakes that were occurring, but who knows what those would entail. We do see right after this group here of smaller quakes, we did have our magmatic line move up, and then it dropped pretty hard. So I'm wondering if that caused some kind of a collapse, maybe. Anything is possible. So definitely something to take a look at in the future. See if that continues to do this. So pretty cool to see that, and I did refresh it, so that's as good as it gets. Let's have a quick peek at all the quakes that have been happening in the area, and of course for the total of Iceland, we've got 92 quakes in the last 24 hours. So that's quite a few. We're just going to hit on a few of them. I'm going to do too many. We'll look at this one, 3.11, 10 clicks down from 1457. We got a 1.49, also 10 clicks down, 406. If we go down here a little bit more, let's grab this guy. 1.2 from 2.8 kilometers down, 2214. How about this 1.8, 6.4 kilometers down, 1433. 1.4 on the other side, 12.6 kilometers down, and that's 11 minutes after 1600. Do we see any other twos in here? I don't think so. Everything else is on ones or very close to it. 1.49, 10 clicks down, 406. Busy time, that 406. 1828, 1.5, 13 kilometers down. So they're not very shallow at all in that general area. This one here, 10 clicks down, 0.93, and that's from 1157, and a 9.9 kilometers down from 1710. That's about the closest you're going to get there to Grimsey. That's the island of Grimsey there. So interesting, but nothing really scary. 2.18, 10 clicks down, and that is from 3:14 a.m. The other one beside it, 1.23, also 10 kilometers down, at 2:57. This guy, 0.42, 10 kilometers down, 3:35. So small quakes, quite deep. 2227 for this 0.65 kilometers down. Going down a little bit there, we see a 1.2 clicks down from 1454. Over here at Askja, we got nothing around here the bright, but Askja had a 0.23, 16.6 kilometers down. That's 7:16 a.m. The other one is from 5:27 a.m. a 0.47, 21.2 kilometers down. Wow, that's deep. And this one here is from 11:21, a 0.76, 13.8 kilometers down. Very deep quakes over there. Kind of makes the guy wonder. All that swarming we had up here seems to be gone. 1.16, 4.2 clicks down from 2:22 a.m. 0.19, 9.5 kilometers down, 1348. This one here, 1.65 from a 9. Sorry, that's 9.8 kilometers down, 9:35 a.m. Pardon me. A point 0.12, 3.7 kilometers down from a 640. What else we got in there? There's a 1.5 kilometers down from a 1:57 a.m. Another one from 1:57, a 0.73, and that is 1.4 kilometers down. A 0.28, 2.8 kilometers down, and a 5:58 for him. Next one, somebody crashed on the highway. No, I don't know. 0.27, and that is 4.9 kilometers down from 1:04 a.m. And then we've got a 0.82, 3.48 kilometers down, 1 a.m. and a 2.32 in magnitude, 3.29 kilometers down, and 59 minutes after midnight for that one. A couple right there, 0.21, 6.7 clicks down, 328. The other one is a 0.39, 6.4 kilometers down from a 1:36 a.m. Getting a little closer to where we like to be, and we'll take a look at those. How come we're buffering? Who's buffering? Don't be buffering, and welcome, Mona. I don't know why you're buffering, Sasha. I'm looking at my bit rates, and they are pretty normal. 0.6, 1.1 kilometers down from 1643. Next one from 2329, a 0.51, 5.4 kilometers down. And then we've got a few over here, 0.2, 5.2 clicks down, 1854. Next one from 1912, a 0.6, a 4.8 kilometers down, a 0.3, 5.5 kilometers down from 2036, or 37 I should say, sorry. 1536 for this one, a 0.15 kilometers down, and a 1.1, 5.7 kilometers down from 1529. We also had a small 0.1 there, 3.9 clicks down from 2145, and a 0.37, 4.5 kilometers down, 18 minutes after midnight. This one was before midnight, 2356, a 0.458, a 4.08 kilometers down. This one from 2359, a 0.64, 4.7 kilometers down. Now, getting into our fragile fill area, that of course is this outline here, and of course that extends into the water as well. But just looking at what we got underneath Cape Lear, a 1.38, 3.9 kilometers down from 1419. Next, also 1419, a 1.3, and that's 4.5 kilometers down, 1419. Yeah, we got that. All right. 1418, a 0.38, all in the same event there, 4 kilometers down. And that is something jarred loose. And let's look at this one. 0.11, 3.2 clicks down from 1025. Then over here we have from 6:50 a.m. a 0.56, 6.8 kilometers down. And this one is just about on top of, well, that's actually in the upper portions of Meridalier. That's about where Equipment Hill was, I think. 0.45, 6.3 kilometers down, 534 or 543, my bad. And this one is from 6:27 a.m. 0.21, 6.8 kilometers down. This one is a 0.62, 7.4 kilometers down, 8:35 this morning. 0.29, 6.5 kilometers down, 11:29. And 6:35 we had a 0.19, and that was 7 kilometers down. Interesting, they're all about that 6.5 to 7 kilometer mark down underneath there. Not sure what that really indicates. I'm moving over towards the Blue Lagoon a little bit. 5:28 a.m. 0.57, 6.1 kilometers down. Next one is from 6:14 a.m. and that is a 0.18, 6.6 clicks down. And 6:14 a.m. a 0.14, 5.7 kilometers down. And the one closest to the radio towers here from 11:20 a 0.19, 2.3 kilometers down. And just a couple more here, a point or 1.8, 7.9 clicks down from 1814. Nothing further out into the water. And these other ones, they're really a small 0.6, 6.2 clicks down, 1411. 0.13, 4.8 clicks down, 1245. 1254.87 or 0.86, my bad. 5.2 kilometers down, and a 0.05, 6 kilometers down, 1245. So that gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on earthquake wise. Some different depths, some very, very deep stuff over on this side. It kind of makes you wonder, something's got to be shifting. It is a Pepsi time. I agree with that. Let's put this back on canned lava. We'll get that going for you. And for all those good people who are here, if you have not yet bought that like button, give it a quick bop. Help us out. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel and you're sitting there lurking from the outside, peeking in, go for it. Hit that subscribe button and join in the fun and the chat, as well as all the upcoming shows. Typically, we have daily shows, so you're welcome to pop in on that. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, putting up with the magpies trying to imitate squirrels out in the tree and hoping for cookies. I'm going to go take a break. Keep smiling, and I'll be back. Thanks. And there we go. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board. I see William Bull is here, as well as Tanto. Welcome, you guys. And Cananaskis Country also snuck in the door. Welcome. And welcome back. I'm late. No worries, Tanto. All good. And thank you for the welcome backs from... Oh, where's it start? Well, from Sue and Alba Girl and Kevin and Tanto, of course, as well as Brian and Cananaskis Country and Sasha. And if you use the lava in the train, after a while, it will clog up a rock solid. A rock solid? Well, you got to get it out of there before that happens there, Wonky. And that's why you need to have a lava conveyor. And it's a loop. It feeds in on the left side and then curls around and brings it back out on the right side. Because we know it doesn't work otherwise. So, and the fuel tank, of course, is... where the coal used to be, we made that into a double tanker. Anyway, just fooling around with kind of a funny thing. I actually wanted to put that train on while things were happening with that song, but we'll look for it later on in life once it plays again, and we'll make that disappear for now. I think it's a good little addition, and I don't know if Henry can tell what kind of a lava train that is. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. The lava train. Thanks, Tanto. And maybe Henry can tell us what that was. He'll have to do some pretty cool guesstimating there. It's a 280 wheel arrangement. Oh, the good kind doc. Well, Henry, I figured you'd be an expert and you'd be able to tell us right off the bat what kind of locomotive that was. And Brian obviously got the wheel configuration there, whatever that means. 280 a wheel configuration or a wheel arrangement. I don't know what that's all about. That's awesome. Maybe you can build a model of Starbase, Texas, for your layout. It would definitely get people's attention at any model railroad show you go to. Yep, Mars. That would be really cool. Anyway, we had a look at what was going on in Iceland, and obviously not all that much. So we'll leave Iceland be for right now. We do have our volcano report and all kinds of other things to get through. So I wanted to peek at, let's see, what did we want to look at? Let's take a look real quick over at what's happening at the Popocatépetl. I'm going to pause that and let's see if I can find it. Look for the gray screen, they said. Okay, there it is. A gray screen, snow or rain coming down. And let's see if we go back a little bit. Could we see it at all? And yeah, there was a little bit of visibility earlier. In and out of the clouds, I guess, from the looks of things. And yeah, it didn't look all that great. Let's back it up a little bit more. Well, it looks like we've got some dark ash pluming out of there. That's what we can see in this shot. So obviously it must have erupted. And there's, from earlier, 10:30 this morning, we see it puffing and some snow on certain spots. So we know it's been busy. I'm just kind of scanning back now, looking to see, other than just puffing out white stuff, looks like a little bit of snow earlier from 8:43. I don't think it, yeah, it didn't do too well here with the clouds. At 7:38, and that is about when it came out of the clouds. Prior to that, it was in clouds for a few hours. But if we go all the way back, we can actually see commercials. Oh, great. We can see commercials. How about that? Let's go back here where we were. Yeah, that obviously at 5:21 a.m. Giving you a pretty good idea. We do still see a glow there. That is a good indicator that we had some lava still active inside the cone and the caldera up top here. So always nice to see that. That's telling us it is still active and doing its thing. Let's put that back on live. We'll go to the next one. This one is a Fuego, and a Fuego is hiding in the clouds. And I think this is the first that it came out other than this morning. So if we go back a bunch of hours, we can see that it was doing some stuff at 9:39 a.m. puffing out quite a bit of kind of a medium gray ash, not as dark as it could be, but definitely putting out some material there. And if we go back earlier in time, we can see it dumping more of that stuff out. And it seems to like going over the hill and to the other side there very quickly. So obviously they've got a little bit of wind happening, and that is just kind of going over top of that volcano and forcing that plume downward. So those people below it probably getting a little bit of ash dropping on them. Anyway, that is what Fuego is looking like. Let's see, there was another spot here where I think I want to get to, and that was about here, a little earlier, 6:26 this morning, and again doing a fairly heavy ash plumes there. That one is not being pushed over. That one's going up quite a ways. So that is a good indicator. Well, you can see it. It is starting to curl over, though. It's almost like it's just not getting enough push, and the wind is just knocking it back down. So if that's what's going on, those people on the ground likely seeing some ash right close to the volcano. What early start tomorrow? Alba girl, good night if you're heading out. And the Reborn, welcome. And Michael also here, welcome Michael. Yeah, no problem, Alba. If you gotta sleep, get some sleep, please. And that's all good. Thank you for being here. All right, so that is Fuego, and we're hoping that it will continue to come out of the clouds and be nice to us and give us a little bit of a show in a bit. Let's make that one smaller again. I also needed to make this one smaller. And we'll go over here and refresh on Messiah and see what we've got for a photo today from Messiah. Hopefully that will give us something. It's taken a long time. I'm going to leave that be. And we are loading from Recon de la Vieja, but that one is being slow too. Sorry, try again. I wonder what's going on. Oh, there it is. Now we got it. Beautiful. All right, a nice arc of lava down in the bottom of that caldera, the pit of doom. And yep, don't fall in there. Lots of smoke coming out of there as well. So that is from Messiah volcano in Nicaragua. The other one here, hey, it's not the chair. We get to see jungle instead. We need to fix that screen now. I need to adjust that. How come? Oh, well, I'll fix it in a bit. Same with this one. I need to get that. I think I need to do a recapture on it. Windows, or well, I don't know if it's Windows or the streaming software, but one of them seems to like to mess with things. I'm betting dollars to donuts it's Windows. Just saying, just saying. Windows is just a lovely program. Anyway, looking at Alaska real quick. That is down in Chile. As the sun is setting, you can see it's not really off-gassing a heck of a lot, so we'll leave that one be. Apparently, we do have photos back from Laguna del Mole, but as you can see, it really wasn't doing a heck of a lot. And we'll just take a look at the wonderful clouds passing by Villarrica as well. So yeah, not that much happening there in Chile. Unfortunately, not good visibility at all. So we'll leave that be. Gonna put it back here, and we'll move on to our next volcano, and that will be Merapi, and we'll see if Merapi will make us happy. Yeah, lots of cloud in the way. It is 6:53 a.m. there right now. And if we go back 3.5 hours, what do we see? I know what we see. Clouds with a little bit of lava. And yeah, it's neat how it lights up the cloud work there. Going back, I'm just trying to get through a little bit of it and see if there was at any point in time we could actually see it. There we go, 20:45 yesterday according to them, and we do see a little bit of lava coming down there, and it's not a heck of a lot, mind you, but it is coming out. So that is what we've got right there. I don't know if we had any more earlier in between the clouds here, but the rest actually looks like it's a no-go for visibility. We'll put this one back on live, and we'll leave that there so I know where to find it later on. We'll make that smaller. We'll go over to this next guy. I'm sure you've seen this lovely volcano before, and some nice skiing going on there. That is, of course, Mount Ruapehu, and Mount Ruapehu is in New Zealand on the North Island and south of Taupo Lake. So a beautiful sight to see, and covered in lots of cold, yucky snow. Now we should be all right. Anyway, beautiful looking at that, and I was going to say, let's see what the sunrise was like. So let's go back here and see, just to peek at it. Oh, you got lights from the ski hill going on the mountain, and that is pretty cool. When did they zoom into it? Actually, they didn't till much later. That was sunrise. Yeah, it was somewhere around here that they zoomed in at 11:06. So pretty cool. Anyway, that is Mount Ruapehu. Nice looking, but not active. Only got snow. Active with skiers. Taupo, on the other hand, well, we'll take a look and see if we've got a nice clear day. We may be able to see way off in the distance, and we can. The white stuff that you see back there, that mountain, that is Mount Ruapehu. I'm not sure what this white stuff is there. That's one of the other ones, but that is Mount Ruapehu. In the background, the lake, of course, is the caldera for Taupo. So you've got a very large caldera and a smaller one, and by no means is Mount Ruapehu a small volcano. So you can well imagine how large Taupo is. You don't want that thing going. Anyway, that is what we're seeing there. Not a bad shot. Beautiful clear skies there for them today. That was 12:57 p.m. is their time now. So mind you, that's a day in the future. they are doing an awesome job, having a beautiful day. Let's leave that there. We'll go to the next one. 3-minute warning. No, we don't need that. There we go. And we went here before. I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go to the next one there. Oh, why am I seeing a Merapi in both? Uh-oh, something went fishy. All right, somebody put a Merapi in both. That has got to be something to do with our wonderful Windows thing. Oh no, that worked. All right, and that's now working. All right, it fixed itself. It's magic. Anyway, there is Semaru. Semaru is not doing well. In the clouds as well. We'll back up a whole bunch here. And we see from 2:58 a.m. a little bit of lava up on the hill and one spot down there. A bunch of low-level clouds / fog. And prior to that, it was pretty bad. I'm just looking and checking to see if it was a little bit better earlier. No, that is, we hit the good spot, the sweet spot, if you will. It was maybe about, an hour in length, not even, that it was visible. So that's what we've got there. Let's leave that one be. Actually, I want to make that smaller. And let's go to here for a second and see if there's anything live from, no, it's 2 days ago. So it's got nothing on Mayon over the last 2 days. So likely bad weather, and that is okay. Anyway, let's put you back on canned lava, and we'll definitely let that happen a bit. And there we go. It's moving. For those good people who are here, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, give it a quick bump. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. Also, for those who are here, we're going to have bacon seeds after the break. And what else we got going on? We'll see what life brings. Bacon seeds after the break. So, yeah, bop that like button. I'll be back. Keep smiling, play nice in the lava, hear some music, and be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. the microphone is back on, and hopefully, what's it say there? Oh, mummy of hamsters is yours. My cousin's wife's sister-in-law's house burnt down in Medical Lake. Oh boy, that's not good. Thank you for the welcome backs, everyone else there from Tanto and Sue and Oh Mummy of Hamsters and Kananaskis Country and Kevin Haynes. And I wanted to address a comment that was up there earlier. Bill Rundle, you said no more archived footage. Well, what do you want to see then? Are you willing to go take some cameras out to some live volcano and climb up it and set them up for us? And we'll be happy to show live footage. I can't help it. I'm not in control of volcanoes. Thanks for the welcome backs from Kananaskis Country and Kevin Haynes and Kathy Aloha. Okay, I got everyone. Anyway, yep, our wonderful archive footage, that's what we kind of show during the breaks when no volcanoes are erupting actively, and that is kind of what we do. So that is something to consider. And yes, please watch the caption here would be all good. Current footage, yeah, roughly. It's not old, but it's still reasonably current. So, yeah. And besides, you know, if a volcano isn't erupting, what are you supposed to do? Not show anything? Maybe a black screen. All right, let's go over and have a look at the bacon seeds. And maybe there'll be more objections now. Anyway, that's the last one we seen from, I guess, a Sunday from Piggy. And, of course, Piggy sent us some new ones. There she is doing her thing. And here's the first one. He's looking right at you. And definitely looking into the camera. Gotta love that. A nice shot, got a nice smirk on his face. Anyway, snout kisses, yep, just about. Here's a basket full of fun, and what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in there. That is 5 little basket cases. You gotta like that. And they're all smirking and smiling. Gotta love that too. Next one is this little guy all by himself, and he was playing with a weird puzzle. I don't know how he got all those things through that square block. Must be a talented little pig. It's kind of like doing, what is that, Rubik's Cube, maybe. Yep, with an educational toy, absolutely. Next one is these guys, and they're getting their blanket ready for a nap. They're all going to share. They're straightening things out over there. A bunch of them there. I don't know, I see, what is it, 4, 5, 6 of them maybe. Nice sized ones, and hopefully they will all enjoy a little bit of a nap. 6 of them. Yep, and that's what we figure. There is about 6 of them. Yeah, awesome to see. And let's go to the next one. Well, this one's having buckets of fun, and definitely white and fuzzy. Gotta love that. I think we might have seen that one before, but that's all cool. I do like that. It's got a nice smirk on his face. Next one is this one, telling you the what for. And always cute when they stick their tongue out like that. Little guys, and definitely sassy piggy. Yep. Next one is just kind of been loafing around and not sure if it heard the fridge door open or what the deal was. But that looks pretty cool. Sitting on the couch or standing on the couch, pretty awesome. And next one is this one, and that's just a little wee one. And of course, it's a multicolor. They are, after all, they are what they refer to as mini pigs, so pretty cool. And let's see, next one is our second last one, and this one's hiding under the couch. Figured it's safer underneath there, and that is pretty cool. Just like any other animal, they hide underneath couches. And we have one bacon seed left. He's in a sneak piggy. Yeah, he's a sneaky one. And this is our last bacon seed for today. And apparently it's a close-up smirk. Again, a very white-looking piggy. And a nice... no hogwash is required today. That is awesome. Anyway, that's our wonderful bacon seeds for today. So all cool. We've already checked out a few of the other volcanoes. So let's continue on with looking at some other volcanoes. And maybe we can have a quick peek over at Japan. I'm going to line that up though. I need to find it. And of course we're coming in at the wrong time. There we go. And a big thank you to Piggy for sending in those bacon seeds as usual. That's all awesome. And thank you for your efforts. It really is always a pleasure to be able to show those. Okay, so yeah, we got no ice cream boat there, but we do have a volcano that's hiding under some unique clouds. And of course, that is Sakurajima, right near Kagoshima, southern end of Japan. And that is what we're seeing right now. Let's take a look at some of the other shots. This one, of course, a lot closer. And you know, it's hard to tell with what's going on underneath all that cloud stuff, unfortunately. If we back that up a little bit, we're seeing a fair amount of pluming coming off of there as well. So very interesting to see it doing its thing earlier. That's kind of what it was looking like. So that is at 7:07 a.m. their time. And pretty awesome. Very, very white though, so a lot of steam and gas in there. If we go back to the earlier dawn time hours, you can see it is coming from all three vents. You've got the two pluming up there, and then this little guy on the side as well. And of course, going into nighttime, we don't see a heck of a lot. There it is during 5 a.m. I was going to just take a look, see if there's a glow. Yep, there is a little bit of a reddish glow. This is at 2:43, and if we go back a little bit more, yep, definitely 1:39. Very noticeable glow of lava. And I don't know if it erupted during the night or not in any spectacular fashion, but it's hard to tell on here. If we back up a little bit more, we we see lightning, and we still see the glow of lava. That's at 23:14. So pretty cool. And I don't know if there was anything else happening there at 21:44 in the evening or 9:45. Definitely a noticeable lava plume, or lava within the caldera anyway. So pretty cool to see that. Let's put that back onto live. That is the current condition. And we'll pop over to our next one, and that is ASO. And ASO is clear, and we can see stuff going on, but very little off-gassing, and I'm wondering if it evaporated all of that water that it had in that little lake, and now it's just off-gassing SO2 from a good possibility. So, yep, it does look pretty green there if we go back in time a little bit to try to see if it was doing any more activity. We'll see what we had there. Well, maybe a little bit more earlier, and definitely they did have some rain, so there should be something in there to be able to create some steam. So either that thing is cooled down or it's empty. And you see that low-lying cloud slash fog moving along there as well. So yeah, I don't know how much it rained there, but definitely it did have a little bit of rain. If we go back even earlier, we see it was raining, and we can't tell right there. A little bit of a fog going through. Looks like a little bit more steam coming off of it during the night. So let's put that one back on live. That is a current condition at ASO right now, and very little material coming out. Kind of nice to see that for a change. It's calmed down. Let's move along and take a look at the next one. This one is Asama, and Asama, of course, about 100 kilometers west of Tokyo. And let's see. Yeah, we're not going to see it at all. It's all a cloud, unfortunately. So it is what it is. Good night, wonky donkey. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. And sleep well, Trev. We'll leave Japan be. We don't see any ice cream boat. We'll check on that in a little while and see if one does show up. I wanted to see if we can get the next one going here, and of course that is Yellowstone. And sometimes that works real easy, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see, let's go over to Yellowstone. And there we go. Hey, and they even have it on, why is that so, let's get it squared in here. All right, about there. Oop, there. Okay, and that is Yellowstone. Anyway, what you're seeing there is Old Faithful, and I don't know if it's going to pop or not, but Yellowstone has over 500 active geysers. If you guys haven't gone to this site yet, definitely click on it and bookmark it. Worthy of taking a peek around. They have the embedded video as well as multiple other camera views with still pictures as well as maps, etc. of the caldera and where the steam geysers are. It's a kind of a nice site if you want to learn about Yellowstone. So that is pretty cool. And of course they swing their camera around to other locations, catching other steam geysers and geysering, doing their thing. So pretty cool. And let's see. What else we got happening? I want to see if we can take a look at Stromboli real quick. And go from there, and we'll have a look at Stromboli. Stromboli not doing a heck of a lot, and there it is alive, and not seeing anywhere near what we were in the thermals, and it's definitely calmed down since Sunday. We were seeing still a little bit of a lake in here, but that is all kind of faded away again. And there's your primary vent. The secondary one is out here somewhere. Hard to tell in the dark, but anyway, that is it, and that's all it is doing right now. So Stromboli not very active right now, and that's all okay. So we'll leave that one be. Oh, there it goes. and that is nice. We actually got a little bit of a plume. Yay! Thank you, Stromboli. And that is nice to see. I don't know how often I've been doing that. Taal Lake, I don't know if the guys are showing Taal at all. We'll have to maybe take a look and see. Let me leave it here for a second, Kevin, and I'll check out and see if we can find Taal. Where is a Taal? Let me in here somewhere, maybe. Well, let's try that. Oh, Taal. Whoop. Of course, that already misspelt it. There we go. Let's see what we've got happening. See if there's anything. Well, Taal Meditation is not live. Last time he streamed was a month ago. And the other one, of course, is Madame Rutsa. And we'll double check on that. I don't believe she has had any new stuff either. So let's see, Madame Rutsa live, and no, she hasn't for a while either. So unfortunately, no Taal, and it would be nice to see a shot of it to see what the lake looks like, but unfortunately, no go there. And let's see, we haven't actually looked at, oh, I wanted to go here, and we'll go to this one. I'm not sure what they're looking at right now. I think just a hill. This is in Sicily, and of course it is in the dark. If we go back to see, oh yeah, the camera, it's switched the colors here, and in the background you can see a lot of that steam slash cloud slash smoke and whatever else is coming out of there. We are still seeing quite a bit. There we go, at 2005, quite a bit of steam and the gases coming out of the southeast crater, and that is interesting to see that much still billowing out of there. That's actually good. I'm not sure why we have extra smoke from over here, maybe another vent or just clouds. And in general, this is just, oh yeah, it's a lot of cloud coming in there, but it is off-gassing and doing some stuff as well. Going back a little bit further, yeah, at 14, just about 3 p.m. there, 14:53, you do see quite a bit of gas still coming out at that point as well. And if we go just about all the way back here at 13:36, that is what we've got going on. So pretty cool, but nothing that is going to make us really excited, unfortunately. We'll leave that right there. I just want to take a look at the tremor charts here for Etna, and obviously things are pretty steady as she goes. So basically, again, we are well below the line, and that is kind of what we're getting. So not much we can do with that, and hopefully we'll see more of these bigger spikes come up and out. And it is a time for me to go take a break, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, I am putting it back to archived footage, as much as some people may not like it, but hey, it is what it is, and we can't help it. I prefer to see live video. I'm going to see if we can spruce this up a little bit. We'll go about here, a little bit darker, a little later on in the day. You can see that lava flow a little bit nicer. All right, I'm going to leave it right there for those good people who are here. Thank you for already hitting that like button. If you haven't given it a bump yet, give it a quick shot now. Also, if you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing, would be awesome. And on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Going to go for a break for 5, 6, or 7 minutes. And after the break, we will go through our volcano report, as well as then take a look at some earthquakes and SO2 after that. We'll see how far we get. Don't go away, keep smiling. Here comes some wonderful music to keep you preoccupied. Play nice in the lava. I'll be back. And there we go. That microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. Thank you for the welcome backs from Kananaskis country and Sasha and Tanto and hang on. I got an email that hid everything. Got Tanto, yeah, and Kevin and. Welcome back, Uncle Doc from Old Mummy of Hamsters. All good. Let's see what that is. Have to take a look at that. Oh, I hear squirrel noises. Yeah, just give me a second here. I'm looking at something else, and yeah, that's a thank you, Sue, for sending that. Yeah, I typically don't like the shorts format, so it's not a heck of a lot, but I will see. Maybe I can show that later. It really doesn't show a heck of a lot. It shows two people climbing up the bank, is what I seen in that. Anyway, I was going to do the volcano report, so let's get at that, and we'll get at it real quick. So if I'm on the right one, hang on, where am I here? Yeah, today is good. Okay, so late Monday's volcanic activity, 6 volcanoes, and we had Ubanas in Peru, a puff of volcanic ash reported at 1445, and then sporadic strong emissions to 20,000 feet and 6,100 meters at 2245. Sabancaya, intermittent emissions, where is it, 24,000 feet, 7,300 meters, reported at 1530, and then continuous ash emissions to 24,000 feet, 7,300 meters, at 9:45 p.m. their time, or 21:45, if you will. Popocatépetl, central Mexico, new volcanic ash emissions to 22,000 feet, 6,700 meters, reported at 1600. And then Mayon, Luzon Island in the Philippines, eruption volcanic ash cloud unknown height, reported at 2030. And Ibico and Paramashir Islands, Coral Island, region of Russia erupted to 15,000 feet, 4,600 meters, reported at 2230. Reventador in Ecuador, new volcanic ash emissions to 14,000 feet, or 4,300 meters at 2300. And we've got 7 volcanoes for today, I guess. We'll take a look and see what we got. Okay, so Ubanas in Peru, sporadic emissions to 20,000 feet, 6,100 meters, reported at 445, and then continuous ash emissions to 23,000 feet, or 7,000 meters, reported at 1,400. And that has a separate report. We'll get to that in a little bit. Mayon, Luzon Island, Philippines, eruption of volcanic ash cloud, unknown height at 5 a.m. and 1400. Suwanosejima, eruption to 7,000 feet or 2,100 meters, reported at 8 a.m. Sabancaya in Peru, continuous ash emissions to 22,000 feet, 6,700 meters, reported at 9:30 this morning. And then Karangatang on Api Sayu Island in North Indonesia, volcanic ash to 18,000 feet or 5,500 meters, reported at 1,500. Nevado del Ruiz in Colombia, a VONA report of volcanic ash moving northwest, reported at 1,500. And Dempo in Sumatra gets a separate report. We will see about looking at that one right away. So thank you, Sue, for getting those in. That's all awesome. Appreciate the reports all the time. Let's see if we can load those other 2 up real quick. Just gonna find a good page to dump them on, and that'll work in here. All right, and let me see if I can get those loaded up. And there should be 2, so we'll get that one real quick. Okay. All right. That will work for that one, and I will get the other report loaded up here for Dempo. So we got the 2 reports. We'll be able to look at both of them, and interesting. All right, so let's do that real quick. And where did I save them? Oh, there. Let's go see if nope, a wrong file. Let's go to this one. There we go. All right, so got them loaded up, and real quick. So Ubanas, a volcano in Peru, strong volcanic activity continues. 2 volcanic alerts issued yesterday, and they go on to talk about the explosion producing eruptive columns of ash and gas over 3,500 meters above the volcano summit. And that is pretty cool. And I guess this stuff drifted west and northwest up to 50 kilometers. Anyway, there is some decent stuff here. Grenzet is on board, welcome, and Kevin Haynes, good night to you, all the best, and get some rest. Anyway, that is Ubanas in Peru. It does actually put stuff out. There's nothing around it though. Let's let that run again and just take a look. Very dirty ash though, that is for sure. Definitely dark, on the darker side of the grayscale, letting you know there's some pretty awesome stuff in there. Yummy. And here's another one, and we'll let that one go as well. They have volume. Let's kill that just to make sure we don't get any copyright issues there. Anyway, that is what it looks like from a little distance away. I don't know exactly how far there. I think that's about 3 kilometers or something. Maybe a little bit more. But anyway, looks pretty cool, and nice to see that throwing out some ash. Hopefully nobody gets hurt or affected by it, and that just goes in the opposite direction of where the good people are. There we go. So, and that was it. I don't think that is early signs of dementia. Stage 2 is scary. Okay, I don't need that. I still have all my faculties, sort of. Well, I'll stick with that. Let's go to the next report. And this is on Dempo, a volcano in Sumatra, Indonesia. Short-lived, a violent explosion yesterday morning. And that is actually a pretty scary looking. For a picture, I wouldn't want to be anywhere too close to that. It looks pretty nasty. Anyway, that is a phreatic eruption at Dempo on the 21st of August. So, pretty wild, and that's yesterday's blast. Wouldn't have been good to be close to it. Snow-like sulfur crystals, that is cute. Anyway, that's not related. Anyway, okay, the explosion occurred yesterday morning inside the summit crater of the volcano at 9:05 a.m. local time. Dense jets of light to dark gray ash and rock mixed with steam were ejected in a sudden violent blast from the crater. The ash plume, also seen from people near the base of the volcano, rose a few hundred meters and quickly dissipated after the end of the eruption. So this is what they had for a video of that one, and that is Dempo. And again, we got audio, we need to kill that, but that is a little bit weird. You know, you're standing there and just watching it throw that material up, and it drops right away again. That is quite interesting, the way that eruption took place. You can see the material of just dropping right back down. It's got to be very heavy stuff that it was throwing up. Pretty cool. My foot hurts from shoveling soil with weeds this morning. Uh-oh. Rest your feet. You need those. Trotters are always important there, Kathy. All right, so that is what we've seen there. Pretty cool. And they go into the rest of the stuff here. I'm not going to worry about the dates of previous eruptions, but that is pretty awesome to see. So that happened yesterday. That's very cool. And let's see, where are we going to go next? We can kill this one. We already looked at that one. And, oh, that picture, I still have that loaded. I need to get rid of that. That was some kind of camera setup that they had sitting at Meridalier, looking at the east exit, if you will. And I don't know, yeah, my mouse does show. Right in that spot, this is where we figured that lava was going to come out and then head on south, but it never did. They did have this camera set up there, though. Pretty cool to see. And actually, this one does allow you to zoom in a little bit. You can see a little bit better, but not by much. It's cool, though. Anyway, we'll leave that one be, put it back to where that is supposed to be, and get myself onto the next place, and that is earthquakes. So let's have a peek at the earthquakes around the planet real quick. And we don't see anything new on the Kamchatka. Obviously, we may have missed these yesterday. It looks like a few bigger spots. Not going to worry about most of them. 5.2, yeah, from the 19th. That's already a few days old. I don't see anything else there. What about this guy? 3.2. 24 kilometers east-northeast of Healy, Alaska, and that's 1456. Today, 104.5 kilometers down. Sliding down a little bit more stuff here in Texas. That's getting a little bit bigger. And again, that is in Texas, so not New Mexico. But for magnitude 4, so those quakes are getting bigger in those areas. And if we go on the street map, there's your Texas and New Mexico state line. These are all in Texas. So pretty cool. Hopefully they won't get bigger than that. Because that starts getting scary. Going down here all the way to Chile, we see a 4.6, and it's from 1:45 a.m. and 106.1 kilometers down. That's all we got for there. Nothing in the South Sandwich Islands. Moving over, we do see another oddity over here in between New Zealand and Tasmania, basically. 4.6 and 23:05 yesterday for that quake, 10 kilometers down. Odd quake. And I don't know if there's any more. No, we don't see any others. So let's take a look at these ones. Kermadec Ridge area, Kermadec Island region, 4.6. 23:18 yesterday, 356 kilometers down. 4.9, also same area, and 6:55 a.m. today, 41.5 kilometers down for that. Going up to this one, likely Fiji, yep, 4.4 from 14:05, 467.5 kilometers down. This one out here in Tonga, 4.7 yesterday's at 21:24, 10 kilometers down. And this one is Fiji, and that's from 15:39. It's a 4.3 in magnitude, 439 kilometers down. Vanuatu, I think, had this one, 4.5 from 12:43, 161.8 kilometers down. Moving over, of course, we see one there in Papua New Guinea. 4.4, 1:17 a.m., 230 kilometers down. This region always gets quakes, and I was surprised that there wasn't one. Anyway, Banda Sea, 20:08 yesterday, and that is 88.7 kilometers down for that 4.4. And we don't see anything else in Indonesia there, or is this one still in Indonesia? Yeah, just 4.5, and that is from 12:37 today at 55.9 kilometers down. Moving up, we do see one skirting on the northern end of Japan here. 4.7 from 9:03, 36.5 kilometers down for him. Moving over a little bit, and we do see a couple more here stacked up in those same spots. And that is in China, I'm pretty sure. Not India. Street map. There we go. Yep, and that is where it is in China. And those ones are, what are they size-wise? 5.0 from yesterday at 8:40. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. There we go. How about a 4.8 from 12:46? 34.2 kilometers down for that guy. The other one is a 4.2, and that is a 15:09 and 10 kilometers down for that guy. Moving over a little bit more, we do have a couple, one over here on the Caspian Sea, and Azerbaijan, 4.8 from 15:23, 55.1 kilometers down, and then one here in central Turkey, 4.7, and that is from 4:17 and 10.5 kilometers down. You know, I'm just absolutely amazed at the size of the quakes that they get in this region. It's just incredible that anybody would really even live there. But I guess we can't take that away from them. Anyway, that is pretty much most of the major earthquakes. What we'll do is we'll have a quick peek at Hawaii when we get back from the break. And then we'll see what they got going. I just wanted to see the two there, size-wise, to see how big they are around Puerto Rico. Anyway, looking at what we've got here, we'll hit on these after the break. Looks like a little bit more stirring, and we always like that. And thank you, Sue, for reminding me about the break. And here we go, some more archived lava footage. For those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed, sitting on the outside, peeking in and wanting to chat or something like that, or just join in, hit that subscribe button, guys. And that's it. I'm going to go take that break. I'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes or 7 minutes. Don't go away. Here's some nice music. I'll be back. And there we go. Microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. And yep, of course, some archived video on the screen from July 21st of at 22:33 their time. Okay, there, got that out. Boy, it's sometimes hard to spit out. Thanks for the welcome back from Sue in Kananaskis country in Grenzed. Good to see you. And I can hear you, Dr. Fox 2000 from Sharon Stewart. Wow, that was awesome. Okay. Anyway, thanks for that. And let's go back to where we wanted to be. And that's actually over in ooh, cool, yeah. Well, hey, I tried. Anyway, oh, you never know what can come out of me. Quakes, there we go, 1.4, 157 is the time on it, 13 kilometers down, and that is between Manalo and Mauna Kea. And that is interesting to see that. That, of course, is the big island of Hawaii. And there's all our quakes that been happening there for the last little while. Let's see what the fresh ones are. Pahala region first, and that is this area. And we got a 1.8 there from yesterday at 1938. And then this one is a 2.1 from 1748 today. And this one is a 2.0 from 8:41 in the morning. And we'll grab that one, 2.2 from 9:51. And we'll get to the depth in a minute. This one, a 2.0 from yesterday at 20:08. This one is a 2.0 from yesterday at 21:47. And that guy is yesterday's as well, a 1.5 from 22:18. And then over here we got a few, a 2.2 from 12:06 today. And this one here, a 1.8 from yesterday at 23:23. All of these in the Pahala region are typically between 26 and about 37 kilometers down, so we didn't mention any of the depths at all. Anyway, this is that 1.8 right on the coastline there at 1938. Also, all the times that I mentioned take off 3 hours, and you got actual Hawaii time. So that's it for that region. Let's go take a look and see what else we got. Looks like we've got a reoccurrence of something. Let's grab this straggler over here first, a 1.3, and Fern Forest area from yesterday at 22:07, 5.6 kilometers down for him. And that's interesting. We just talked about that, I think, on Sunday or Saturday a little bit. Anyway, there we go. 1.9, 2:03 a.m., 2.1 kilometers below sea level. This one, 0.8 from yesterday at 20:56, 1.7 kilometers below sea level. A 0.9, and that is from yesterday at 22:19, 1.8 clicks down. This is a 0.6, and that's on 21:33 yesterday, and that is 1.5 clicks down. This one is 1.8 from 21:23 yesterday, 1.6 clicks down. Next one, 1.9, and that is from 9:30 today, 1.5 clicks down. Next one right beside it, very small, 0.6, yesterday's 21:18, 1.1 kilometer down. Let's see, that one, another 0.6, 1.2 kilometers down, 2138. Pardon me. Yeah, don't breathe and swallow at the same time. It doesn't work. um, anyway, and that is 1.1, and that was 2111 yesterday, 1.1 kilometers below sea level, and this one is 2.1, 2128. So anyway, I'm going to leave the depths out of them unless they're really unusual, but these ones 1.7, 541 today. This one is a 0.3, 2137 yesterday. 2.01 from 2125, and the list goes on. 2.2 in there, 1.3, lots of little 0.3s and 4s and 9s. So we've got quite a bit of activity, and they all seem to be about that 1 to 1.5 kilometers down below sea level. So I don't know if that is a chamber of sorts, or if we've got something else happening underneath there that's building up. Let's grab these ones on the edge here. 0.5 of a kilometer down from it's a 1.4 from a 656, and on the other side we've got a 1.8 from today at 1559. That one's a little deeper, 2.2 kilometers down. So yeah, what's going on underneath here, about a kilometer to a kilometer and a half down? Is it some kind of a magma chamber? That's something we got to wonder about. Anyway, that is pretty much it for right now there in Hawaii. Let's leave that wonderful place be. Let's see, where could we go next? I guess we can probably have a quick look. Well, we'll have a look at our SO2 map. Windy.com is where you can find it, and it is no secret. It's a nice map to go use for the SO2. So we'll see if that is up to date. All right. Popping over there, and there we go. So that is just refreshed. Says are we going to get all kinds of rain? And looking at the northern hemisphere first, starting over here at Kamchatka Peninsula, we see Shivlish and Klyushevskoy, as well as Kurimsky, and then not so much coming from Ibiko, even though it popped a little bit. And let's see, we are still seeing a little bit coming off of here, off of our peninsula. So is that Sheldon perhaps putting out some SO2? Looking at, well, actually in general at North America, it's cleared a whole bunch. We aren't seeing those heavy red bands in there anymore, which is probably really good. Looking at just at, a lot of it is in the coastline, and then of course those finer regions, and hopefully Yellowknife is not going to be that bad off. If they get everything under control, it was still quite a ways away from them, so maybe a day or two more they'll be able to head back home with a Yellowknife still being intact. Anyway, Northwest Territories, other than the bottom end there, looking pretty clear. British Columbia still has a massive amount of fires going all over the place. So a little bit higher SO2 coming from there. And it looks like Vancouver area isn't so bad right now. Northern Alberta, definitely lots of SO2, Saskatchewan, and drifting into Manitoba as well. And we see streaks of SO2 coming in from up north here as well into other areas, so into Ontario and then into Quebec and again down here again making it all the way into New Brunswick. So kind of weird. And this streaming along here, of course, remnant stuff coming off the coast, hitting St. John's. So that's kind of strange. And we see the big circulation is actually going around in that kind of a bumpy path here. So a lot of that is being drawn down from up north, still getting the colder air and a little bit of the SO2. So that's actually probably a good help for us, but not so good for the eastern portions of the U.S. Since all that SO2 is going to build up there for a little while. Going further south, Mexico City and Popocatépetl, of course, doing their thing. We get into Central America. We see everything from Guatemala and Ecuador and Honduras, Nicaragua, those places. Everything is pluming into the Pacific. Nevado del Ruiz, not going out into the Pacific today. It's heading north. So that's a kind of an odd flow. And here, this is a kind of a weird situation. I don't know where that's actually from. Is that from Ubanas? If that is, that would make sense. But it could also be partially from Sabancaya, so it might be a joint effort. But when we look at the rest of this out here, this is just incredible to see all this SO2, and this lizardy looking thing here probably came from South Africa. But where did the rest of this come from all of a sudden? You know, are we getting like a whole bunch of stuff coming up, or some melt situation, or what the heck is going on? Because you know, there is winter, but warmer than what I've been last month. Okay, it's really quite odd to see all that. And, I mean, some of it can be produced by undersea vents, but is all of it being produced from there? That is a question that I would be asking. Anyway, looking at what we see here, White Isle Volcano, definitely still doing its thing. Not sure where this is from. The stuff from Sydney and the Melbourne area still there. That's pretty normal. And of course, Tuafua still visible. Yasur and Aoba and Gawa doing their thing. Papua New Guinea still pretty normal, as well as what we see coming from Luotalak, as well as Semeru, Merapi, and Krakatau. I don't know how it's divided today. It looks like they're about equal share in the pond here, the pond of red. So lots of people there, and then of course southern end here showing a little bit more SO2. Dempo, of course, if it did a little bit of a pop, it likely helped throw some SO2 out as well. But it does look heavier from Marapi and Kerinci, as well as up here looking from Sinabung. So lots of SO2 for those guys. And then we've got a little easier looking from what we see here, not quite as red as usual, and that is from Ibu and Dakono, of course. I had to think, what is there? And Mayon and of course Bulasan are doing their thing there, as well as Taal. Taal volcano really not doing a heck of a lot of anything other than giving off a gas. I should see if I can find that page that was. I had a page that would show you how much gas it gave off all the time, but I can't seem to find it anymore. Anyway, we'll leave that one be. Going up a little bit further here out into the Japanese islands. Lots of activity out there. And of course, Suwanoshijima here did definitely erupt a little bit more SO2. And of course, Sakurajima is still keeping up. And ASO is also throwing out a lot of SO2 as of late. So interesting. Sliding up to Tokyo. Not too bad for Tokyo area, and also not that bad for Asama. And all that rain that they are getting probably kept it washed out of the atmosphere. Going all the way back up, and there's a Kamchatka Peninsula, and we already were there, so let's continue on. Pretty normal in China. Same thing goes for India. Maybe a little heavier in the eastern side right now. And of course, South Africa doing its thing. But I'm still baffled where all of this extra SO2 has come from. I know some of it could be from in here drifting down and creating some of this, but that doesn't explain this area over here all of a sudden, right? And all of this. So we need to kind of figure that out, I guess. Anyway, I will leave that part be. South Africa doing its thing, so going into Democratic Republic of the Congo, those two near, what is it, Nyamuragira and Nyiragongo are doing their thing there. Ertaale would be right in here somewhere, and we can see it for a change, and that is interesting. And then of course the heavy red spots, those are your oil refineries in the places like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, and Iran. And then the remnant mess that you have here of SO2, that is of course from Mount Etna, and that was her eruptive stuff. Still putting out a fair amount of SO2, so kind of interesting that way. And we are seeing a little bit higher levels coming from Stromboli as well, and that is interesting. But all of this stuff is being recirculated around and around, and that is kind of not good for it. That just keeps everything stagnant. They need some rain there, is what they need, and they're not getting much of anything. All right, so that's basically our SO2 for today, and hopefully you find that interesting. I'm really curious about this stuff in the southern hemisphere. Like, where is that coming from? You know, somebody doing things there again that we don't know about. Anyway, that is what we've got. Let's pop it back over here, archived lava footage, and we'll let that play. And basically, yeah, it is a time for me to kind of wrap up the show. That should be good. I don't know if there's anything else someone wants to throw in there, and let me know. We'll see if we can pop it up on the screen somewhere if we need to. Other than that, yeah, I don't have anything else to add to this today. I'm glad I'm back. I am tired, so I wouldn't mind getting some decent rest. I gotta make myself a dinner, and of course I'm driving you know, just about 5 hours, so it's always a little bit of a trek, if you will. But one thing though, it is nice and green up there, and since they had the fires a few years back, you know, things have been rebuilt quite a bit, and hopefully they will continue to rebuild, and hopefully everybody's good up there. But it looks nice and green right now, so that is really good. The fire risk levels are at low up in Fort McMurray, so that is really good. It's a wrap. Thanks for a great stream, Doc. Yeah, it is. Chile wants, what's happening? Chile. You got chili happening? I like chili. Maybe I should have some chili. We already looked at Chile. There wasn't a heck of a lot going on in Chile right now. The place of interest was in the Pacific and, well, the southern hemisphere. Chili dogs. Chili dog. I like those coney dogs, but I still like the best one is the Icelandic hot dogs. Seriously. That wins hands down. I don't care what anybody says. Although a good coney dog is a good coney dog, I'm not going to argue that. And a good chili dog could be nice too. Yeah, that's about it. So anyway, yeah, we keep our fingers crossed for our wonderful piggy that she gets over these delays that they keep throwing in her way, and that they get things happening for her so she can get her surgery done on her hip. It seems like it's just a runaround as of late, and I really feel for her. I hope she can get something happening really soon. Yeah, I don't know what else we can throw in there. I think that's about it. Tomorrow will be another day, another show. We'll see what happens. And hopefully we will find some lava. So keep your eyes peeled in case you see something popping somewhere. Definitely let us know. That's always cool. And I'm gonna end it on that note. So thank you to our moderators, Arizona Snowman and Piggy and Sue and C&D Boy and Gary at 24/7 Live, AZ Skies and Yvonne Kunkel and Siggy and Lucas Snow, Joseph Fields, Texas, and Mona Lisa Smiles. Thanks, moderators. I appreciate all of you. And thanks, Sue. Thank you, Sue, for the reports and stuff. That's always wonderful to get that. Just so you know, it is appreciated. All right, and yeah, gonna wrap it up. So take care, everyone. Have yourselves a wonderful evening or a morning or a day, depending on where you are. And take care of yourselves. And just the last thought. Please, please, tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. This is a VolcanoX live stream. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Good night, take care, and oink, oink. That didn't sound good. Let's try that again. Oink, oink. No. How about oink, oink? Okay. All right, I don't know. Oink, oink. Good night.